Looking for a stylish yet functional crochet bag? This snap frame crochet bag is the perfect blend of vintage charm and modern convenience. Made with beautifully textured crochet flower granny squares featuring the lovely popcorn stitch for extra dimension, this bag is a true statement piece. The sturdy metal snap frame closure not only adds a touch of elegance but also keeps your essentials secure. Inside, you'll find a handmade fabric lining adding both durability and a polished finish while protecting your belongings. Whether you're heading out for a casual day or need a unique handmade accessory, this bag is a must have for any crochet lover. Let's dive into the details. For this bag, I'm using a snap frame that opens and closes like that. And I'm using a cotton and acrylic blend yarn, which is weight 2. It's a fine yarn. So far, I used 100 grams of yarn with this much left from one skein, so I'll use a second one as well for sure. And they're only recommended knitting needles here, but I am using 2.75 millimeters crochet hook. I'm also using a very thin, I think it's also polyester and cotton blend fabric. It's quite thin for the lining of it. And the way I proceeded is I actually started with thinking about the bottom of the bag, which is the length or the width of the snap closure. So when you open it like this, your bottom should be actually reaching those sides because we're going to be covering the whole frame with stitches. And in order not to be too much stretched, we need that bottom to fit the snap closure. So because the sides, we can make them as long as we want, this is the critical point for this bag. After that, so after this being the bottom, 2x4 flowers, the sides will be 3x4. So I'll have one more. I still haven't connected them. There'll be one more side on this side, like 3x4. And then on the sides, because this is 3 flowers tall, there'll be 2 sides with this many flowers. So that's what we're gonna have. So this is half of the bag. This side will have again 3x2s, and then this side will have again the same thing. So we need that many flowers. If you use a thicker yarn, but you want the size of this bag, then you're gonna have less squares to connect. So my one flower is about 1.5 inches in diameter, and the square it makes is about less than 2.5 inches. Get the end of your working yarn, wrap it around your middle finger, coming towards the front, hold the end of the yarn, and you do your magic circle here, and we'll chain 3. And we will count this first chain as a double crochet. Actually, we're not going to work with double crochets. We're going to be working with extended double crochets. And the extended double crochet is yarn over, draw a loop, yarn over and draw a loop through the first loop, then draw a loop through the next 2 loops, and draw a loop through the next 2 loops. So you're actually going 3 times through your stitch. So yarn over 1 time, go through the first loop, go through the next 2 loops, go through the next 2 loops. And this makes a taller stitch than the regular double crochet, which makes our flowers a tiny bit bigger. Otherwise, you'll be stuck crocheting flowers because I picked such a thin yarn. But I didn't want the bag to be bulky, so I can just fit in there just my keys, couple of cards, and then I can just, go for a walk or grab an ice cream, something or when you're at the beach, you can just walk around with it, not worrying having a bulky bag with you. Carry your sunglasses, maybe a lip gloss. Okay, so we should have 12. I didn't count them, but let's count. 12 extended double crochets. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I got one extra, so I can take this away. All right, count twice to make sure. So when you go to the first chain over here, you go inside the space between the post and the chain, and then draw a slip stitch there. And now go through the top of the stitch of not the chain here, but that stitch here, that first stitch, the actual extended double crochet. Go through the top of it and do a slip stitch through there as well. That's what my grandma did. I don't know why, but I know it from her. I think it somehow makes the whole circle look the same without being weird around that chain. But that's what she did. I learned it from her, so I really don't know. So once you closed that first row, we're gonna go into the space between the next extended double crochet and then the other extended double crochet. So we're gonna go in the space here, and we're gonna do a slip stitch because we'll be working into that space. And here we'll have chain 3 because our extended double crochets are actually loops 3 times, right? So we're doing 4 extended double crochets for a total of 5 stitches. So from now on, we'll have 12 groups, 5 extended double crochets. Just the first one is a little bit weird because of that chain. And now we have 5 stitches. The first is a chain, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're gonna let go of that loop. We're gonna go back into the chain here, and then grab that loop, pull it through your chain, and then chain 1. Now we are ready to go into the next space between the extended double crochets. And we're gonna do it again, 5 extended double crochets for the petal of our flower. Let's see how many I got so far. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more, 5. And then we let go of that loop, and make sure you don't have that tension so tight here, so you don't want to take it apart. Go back to that first stitch from that group of 5, and then draw that loop through that stitch, and then chain 1. And we keep repeating the same thing, 5 extended double crochets. We're gonna have a total of 12 petals. So we're gonna repeat that 11 times because the first one is a little bit weird. That's why we repeat 11 times. But we'll have 12 petals. And let's take a look. 5. Going back again through the first one. Draw that loop that you just left there and tighten it. With your finger, you just tighten it and chain 1. And you keep going just like this all the way. And that's how it's gonna look in the back. Those chains here, they kind of pull the flower backwards to make that little popcorn stitch pop up. And while you do that, this hanging tail here, we want to put it inside the stitches, hide it here so we don't have to weave it in. And the way I do it, I pick a loop from somewhere in the back, I draw a loop there, and then I chain 2. This makes the middle here quite secure. And then I tighten it because with 2 chains you can tighten really well. And now you can use that tail and pull it through few of the stitches here at the top. So when you go and crochet your petals, you're gonna trap that tail inside your stitches. And nobody will even know it's there. And let me show you here how. Because it just disappears in there, and you can still weave it in if you wanna go more. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 5. there. And as you see here, I'll just go and cut that piece. And I'll see you when I'm at the end. Once you reach the end, you go back into that first chain you did on top of the petal and then draw a slip stitch. And if you have to finish here and cut, chain 2 and then cut. Okay, this is the tail here that is showing. But since we're going to be connecting to the next flower, I don't have to cut it now, but the rest of them I did cut. So here we will go into the space between the petals and we'll do a slip stitch through there so we can have a starting point. And then we're gonna chain 3. We're still working with extended double crochets, and here is one. So we're gonna have 4 corners, and then in between the corners we'll have 2 spaces with just those green clusters. So let's start with the first one. We have already one post here, one extended double crochet, even though it's a chain, we count it. So 2, 3, and then the next space will get 3 extended double crochets. We're not going to do the corner first. And now we're going to do the corner. So we have 2 spaces with extended double crochets, and then that third space will be a corner. And the corner will get 3 extended double crochets, chain 2 and 3 extended double crochets. So here 3, chain 2, and then 3 extended double crochets. Then we'll have into the next space again 3 extended double crochets, and the next space also get 3 extended double crochets, and then it's going to be the corner, but now we're going to connect. So if we want to connect here, that's how we're going to start. We are at the spot here at the corner, so we'll start with the extended double crochets. So the first 3, okay, so there it is, 2, 3, and then we'll chain 1. We'll go through the chain space of the opposite granny square, and then we're gonna do 3 extended double crochets into the same space. Oh no, we had to chain 1, so we can give it like extra space for it to stretch. So chain 1 here, and then 3 extended double crochets. So since we had 2 chains at this corner, here we have chain, connect, chain, 3 double crochets, extended double crochets. So that's how we're gonna go. We still keep the 2 chains, but we are joined right now. So now we're gonna have to join to the space between the granny clusters here. So we're gonna just insert your hook, grab your working yarn from under, and do a slip stitch, yarn over, and do your next group of 3 extended double crochets. All right. Then we do the same thing again. We skip those 3 stitches here, and we go in the space between the next one. And this is how you join as you go. And then we have 3 extended double crochets, and now it's the corner again after this. And we're gonna skip again those 3. We'll slip stitch, and now the corner in between those petals, we'll start with 3 extended double crochets, and then don't forget we're gonna have to chain 2, but split. So we're gonna chain 1 first, then we're gonna insert our hook through the middle here, that those 2 are connected from the previous one. If you don't have anything, if you're gonna have to do the first row, you're just gonna do chain 2, and then connect as you go. Let's see. All right, I'll show you how to connect one more so we can see 3 sides. But let's go back. So we chained one. Did I just got confused here or confused everyone? All right, chain and slip stitch through the corner, then chain one more, and then go back to this corner again with 3 extended double crochets. Okay. And then we're gonna have 3 extended double crochets. Okay. And then we have one more. And now we are to the next to the corner again, which actually is this spot here. But we're gonna do only 3 extended double crochets. We're not gonna finish the corner. We're gonna finish the corner all the way at the end. So there, we connected this. This is still a space that's gonna be done the last. So once we have all these pieces here, just like this connected, because we're gonna be going this way, then we're gonna go back, then we're gonna go this way, we're gonna go up, we're gonna go down, and then we're gonna go up again and down. This side will not gonna be finished. We're gonna finish it with the last row of extended double crochets, so that gap will be filled then. All right, now we're gonna chain 2 and we're gonna grab our next flower. So now we're gonna be going backwards, yarn over, pick a spot, get your granny cluster here. This is actually half of your corner. We are not gonna do all of it, because once we come back, we're gonna be working only this side only. So there. We're gonna be going in between the spaces here. Okay. We do a slip stitch here again. And just like this, we're gonna keep going. So here we went this way, then we're gonna go back, then we're gonna go this way, then we're gonna go up, and then gonna go down around this. So we are working only at the back row. That first row here at the top, we are not doing that. We'll do it at the end. And you can actually use that row to connect to your other piece, or just to I will actually use it to connect to the bottom. Just like this, when I come back, I'll do that. Here is my connected piece now, this row I connected, and here is the unfinished row. So we can either go and finish it, just do extended double crochets 3 by 3 all the way, still chaining 2 and connect to that middle here, or we can start connecting to the bigger piece, and we do it the same time. We're gonna finish and connect at the same time. We're gonna finish this row and we're gonna connect to this one. So when you reach the corner here, I did my final corner extended double crochet cluster. So we're gonna chain 1. We're gonna go into that chain space of the previous piece here, draw a slip stitch, and then chain 1 and do our corner. And we're gonna keep repeating, working on that side, and then we're gonna connect to that side, and just like this we're gonna close the end. Here I'm probably gonna use some needles and connect, because I went a little bit further. But if you don't start from this side, start connecting from the corner, you're just gonna have to manipulate that. And this is how I'm gonna connect all the pieces needed for the body of the bag. After that, I'm gonna turn it over and I'm gonna use my fabric to cut pieces, and just the length and the width of the piece I have, and I'll manually just fold it like this and I'll attach that piece to the sides of the crochet. Or you can make it into a bag and put it inside the bag too. There are different ways you can do it. So, connecting those pieces, I still have to work on the side pieces of the bag, but I got my fabric here, just the length of the main body. And then with a thread and a needle, I'll go ahead, and here is my raw edge. I'll fold it and I'll sew it just right below the edge here, the corner. I still need those stitches here at the top, not so much here on the sides, but I need them over here. And the sides of the bag, I will connect as I go with these here. I'll connect to that side. So I still need a tiny bit of space, not much, to have a space under the stitches so I can still go and do the work. Or you can finish everything and then sew. But if you cannot wait, like the way I here cannot wait to show the steps, I'll just get my corner here, use my needle, or you can use a sewing machine as well, but you have to be really precise not to close those gaps between the granny clusters in case you need to work more. So just like this, I'll carefully use a little thread and a needle and just go in and out, just like this. Just press it with your nail. I used a zigzag scissors, are these, to cut the fabric like that. And we'll just go just like this all around. And I found closer color. This way, even if I go above the stitches, it will still be okay. And I will do the same thing to the body and here to those sides. When I connect them, I have smaller pieces that they're gonna go like this. And then it's gonna be time to work at the top of our snap closure. Once all your sides are ready, with the side panels as well, we're gonna be doing the covering part of the snap frame. So this will be, where is my end? There it is. We'll start with a slip knot here, and all around the whole bag we're gonna do, not the whole bag, but just from here to here, so actually half of the bag. So we'll have a little section of 5 rows. So chain 1 here, start with your color, and into each stitch we'll do half double crochets, but tighten them, yeah. Since I'm a loose crocheter, I have to like really think about it. So here is half double crochets all around, not all around, I'm saying it all around, but technically it's not all around, it's gonna be back and forth. So once you reach the end, okay, so imagine I did finish the end. So I started from here, just like this, all the way to here. I'll have one more square on this side technically. Still haven't added them. So I'll have 6 squares and 6 on this side. I will do 5 rows of half double crochet. So once you reach here, you chain 1 and then go back with another row of half double crochets. So we have a tunnel to hide that snap frame. Okay. And this will grow. And then we're gonna go around the frame like this. Still working on the finishing touches. So this is how I did the lining on the side. Just sew those panels along. Here on this side, I tried going just holding the yarn one thread, but I liked here holding the yarn double. It made the stitches a little more big in volume and made the sides a little bit longer, but because I'm using a very fine thread yarn, that's why it happens. If you use a thicker yarn, you might have a different effect, and this is only my only sample, so the next bag I make, it's might have few tweaks here. I think the sides need, those side panels need to be a little bit longer, the front and the back I mean, but that size looks great to me because I can fit my wallet inside and my phone, and that made it into an 8-inch bag, which is about 20 centimeters, so that looks good as a size, and 12 inches wide. While I think I might like it a little bit wider, especially if you have a bigger wallet. And those popcorn stitches I liked a lot, and I think it will look great if they're colored too. And the snap frame needs a little bit of strength. Ooh. So, you know, things cannot be stolen easily from inside. Security is always our first priority. So I'll catch you in the next one. Make sure you subscribe.